Most people decide they are ready to retire the way they decide they are tired. On a Friday, they just feel it. And feelings are a terrible way to quit a paycheck you can never get back. The good news is that readiness is not a feeling. It is a short list of numbers, and you can run every one of them tonight on your own statements at your kitchen table. Today, the lab gives you the checklist: 5 numbers that say the coast is clear, and 2 that say wait a little longer. None of this requires an advisor or a spreadsheet you don't already have. It requires your Social Security estimate, your account balances, and about 20 minutes of honesty. Let us start with the one that matters most. Here is the trap. People retire on a birthday, or on a round number, or on the day the job finally becomes unbearable. None of those 3 things knows anything about whether your money will last. So we are going to replace the feeling with a scorecard. 7 checks. 5 of them are green lights. When they line up, the numbers are telling you it is safe to go. 2 of them are red lights. If either one is flashing, the numbers are telling you to wait or to change the plan before you leap. You do not need all 7 to be perfect. You need the 5 greens to be solid and need the red to be flashing. Keep a running tally in your head as we go, and be honest, because the only person a soft number fools is you. The first and most important number is this. Does your guaranteed, check every month income cover your essential bills? Guaranteed income is the money that shows up whether the market is up or down. For most people, that is Social Security, plus a pension or an annuity if you have one. Essentials are the bills you cannot skip: housing, utilities, food, insurance, and basic transportation and health costs. Add up your guaranteed monthly income. Add up your essential monthly bills. If the guaranteed income covers the essentials, you have a foundation the stock market cannot take away. That is the single strongest sign of readiness there is, because it means a bad year in your investments changes your vacations, not your survival. Guaranteed income covers essentials, that is a green light. If it covers most of them, and only a small gap is left for savings to fill, that is still a green, and the next number tells you whether that gap is safe. Almost nobody has guaranteed income that covers everything, and that is fine. Question is how hard your savings have to work to fill the rest. Take the yearly gap between what you want to spend and what your guaranteed income provides. Divide that gap by your total retirement savings. That percentage is your withdrawal rate, and it is the number that decides whether your money lasts 30 years or runs out in 15. Here's the rule of thumb, and it is only a rule of thumb. A starting withdrawal rate of around 4% a year has historically had a very good chance of lasting a 30-year retirement. So if your gap is $40,000 a year and you have $1 million saved, that is 4%, and the numbers are comfortable. If your gap is $40,000 and you have $500,000 saved, that is 8%, and the numbers are stretched. 4% or less is a green light. Between 4 and 5% is a yellow, workable with care. Above 5% from day 1 belongs on the red list, and we will come back to it. 2 things make this number kinder than it sounds. First, it is only the starting rate. Once Social Security kicks in, once the mortgage is gone, your gap often shrinks, and so does the strain on your savings. Second, 4% is a cautious guideline built to survive bad decades, not average ones, which means in most retirements you will actually have room to spare. So do not treat 4% as a ceiling on your life. Treat it as the line where the plan stops being fragile. Verify the current thinking on safe withdrawal rates for yourself, because these guidelines shift, and your own mix of ages and income matters. This is the number that quietly sinks more early retirements than any market crash. Health insurance before age 65. Medicare starts at 65. If you retire before then, you have a gap to cover, and employer coverage usually ends with the job. Filling that gap through the marketplace can cost anywhere from a few hundred to well over $1,000 a month per person, depending on your income and where you live. So the green light here is simple. You have a specific, priced plan to cover health insurance from your retirement date until Medicare, and you have budgeted the real cost, not a guess. Maybe that is a spouse's plan, maybe Cobra for a stretch, maybe a marketplace plan whose premium you have actually looked up. If you are already 65 or older, this light is automatically green, and your job is just to have your Medicare and supplement choices set. If you are retiring before 65 and you have priced the bridge and it fits the budget, green light. If you have not priced it, you do not yet know if you can retire. You know how you feel about retiring. The 4th number protects you from the cruelest kind of bad luck, a market drop in your first few years. If the market falls 20 or 30% right after you retire and you are selling investments every month to pay bills, you lock in those losses permanently. The money you sell at the bottom is never there to recover. Retirement researchers call this sequence of returns risk, and it is the reason two people with the exact same average returns can end up in completely different places. Defense is boring and it works. Hold roughly 1 to 3 years of your spending needs in cash or something very safe, separate from your invested money. When the market drops, you spend from the cushion and leave your investments alone to recover. When the market is calm, you refill the cushion. 1 to 3 years of spending in a safe cushion is a green light. Zero cushion, fully invested, spending from stocks every month is a risk you can fix before you retire and should. The fifth green light is the simplest to check and the easiest to feel good about. Your debt is handled. High-interest debt and retirement do not mix. A credit card charging 20% will drain a fixed income faster than almost anything else because you cannot out-earn it on a safe portfolio. So the green light is no high-interest consumer debt and a mortgage that is either paid off or small enough to sit comfortably inside the budget you just. Notice the word comfortably. A mortgage is not automatically a problem. If the payment fits inside your guaranteed income and your safe withdrawal rate, a mortgage in retirement is fine. If the only way the budget works is that the mortgage magically disappears, that is not a plan, that is a wish. No high-interest debt and a mortgage that fits, green light. If a big chunk of your budget is going to interest, clear that first, because every dollar of interest you kill is a dollar your savings no longer has to produce. Now, the two reds. If either of these is flashing, the numbers are asking you to wait or adjust, no matter how ready you feel. First red flag is the one we set aside earlier, a withdrawal rate above roughly 5% starting on day one. If you have to pull more than 5% of your savings every year, right from the start, just to cover your basic budget, the math is fragile. One bad decade early on, and the money runs thin exactly when you are too old to go back to work. This red light is not a life sentence. It is a signal to change one of three things. You can work 1 or 2 more years, which is powerful, because it adds savings, shortens the years your money must last, and often raises your Social Security. You can trim the budget so the gap shrinks. Or, you can wait to claim Social Security a little longer, which raises that guaranteed check for life. Any of those can turn a flashing red into a steady green. What you should not do is retire into a 6 or 7% withdrawal rate and hope the market is kind. Hope is not a number. The second red flag is the health insurance gap with nothing behind it. If you are retiring before 65 and you do not have a real, priced plan to cover health insurance until Medicare, that is a flashing red, full stop. This is not a small line item. For a couple retiring at 62, 3 years of marketplace premiums plus deductibles can run well past $60,000 total, and a single serious illness without good coverage can undo an entire retirement plan. People skip this one because it is unpleasant to price and easy to assume will work out. It does not work out on its own. The fix is to make it concrete, go to the marketplace, put in your expected retirement income, and read the actual premium for a plan you would actually use. And put that number in the budget. Once it is priced and it fits, this red turns green and joins green light 3. Until then, you are not ready, you are hopeful. Before we tally the score, one honest gut check that sits underneath all 7 numbers. Have you tested the plan against a bad year, not an average one? Averages lie in retirement. A plan that works on a smooth 7% every year can still fail if the losses land in the first 3 years. So run 3 quick what-ifs in your head. What if the market drops 30% the year after I retire? That is what the cash cushion in green light 4 is for. What if inflation runs hot for a few years? Your essentials will cost more, so leave some room. And what if I live to 95? Longevity is a risk too, and it is the reason a 4% withdrawal rate matters more than a 6. If your plan survives a bad first year, a stretch of inflation, and a long life, it is not a lucky plan, it is a durable one. If it only works when everything goes right, the numbers are telling you something, and it is worth hearing before you hand in your notice. So, how do you read your own scorecard? Here is the honest bar. The 5 greens should be solid. Guaranteed income covers the essentials. The gap needs 4% or less. The health bridge is priced. You hold a 1 to 3 year cash cushion, and your debt is under control. And neither red is flashing. Your day 1 withdrawal rate is not above 5%. and you have a real plan for the health gap. Hit that, and the numbers are telling you the same thing from 5 directions. You can afford to stop. Notice that not one of these is a net worth number, a birthday, or a feeling. They are all things you can measure. If you are missing one green, you are close, and you now know exactly which lever to pull. If a red is flashing, you are not stuck, you are early, and the fixes are the same 3 every time: a little more time, a little less spending, or a little more guaranteed income. Let us make it concrete. Meet Ed, 63, and his wife Grace, 61. Between them, Social Security and a small pension will bring in about $4,200 a month. Their essential bills run about $3,900. Green light 1, guaranteed income covers the essentials, with a little room. They want to spend about $63,000 a year total, so the gap above their guaranteed income is roughly $12,000 a year. They have $400,000 in savings. $12,000 divided by $400,000 is 3%. Green light 2. Grace has coverage through a part-time job that carries her to Medicare, and Ed has priced a marketplace plan for himself at about $600 a month, already in the budget. Green light 3. They hold about $50,000 in cash, well over a year of their gap and cushion needs. Green light 4. The house is paid off, and they carry no card debt. Green light 5. Their day 1 withdrawal rate is 3%, nowhere near the red, and the health gap is covered. No reds flashing. 5 solid greens, 0 reds. The numbers say Ed and Grace are ready, not because they feel ready, because it pencils. Now, compare Marie, 60, who feels just as ready and is not. Marie has $300,000 saved and wants to spend $50,000 a year. Her Social Security, which she has not claimed yet, and no pension, leave her covering almost the entire budget from savings for the first few years. Her day 1 withdrawal rate is well above 8%. That is red flag 1, flashing hard. On top of that, she has 5 years until Medicare and has not priced a single marketplace plan. That is red flag 2. Marie is not out of luck, and she is not far off. If she works until 63, claims Social Security at full retirement age instead of early, and trims the budget to $42,000, 3 of those numbers move at once, and the reds go quiet. Same person, same dreams, different date. The numbers are not judging her. They are just telling the truth about timing. Retirement is the rare decision you usually cannot take back. It is exactly why you want numbers under it, not nerves. So before you set a date, run the 7. Does guaranteed income cover the essentials? Is the gap 4% or less? Is the health bridge priced? Do you hold 1 to 3 years of cash? Is the debt under control? Is your day 1 withdrawal rate under 5%? And do you have a real plan for the years before Medicare? 5 greens solid, no reds flashing, and the coast is clear. Miss 1 and you have not failed, you have found the exact thing to fix first. Run your numbers, know you're on track. This checklist helped. Tell us in the comments which light was the one you had never actually checked. We read everyone. All figures in this video are illustrative and current as of 2026. Rules and costs change. Verify at ssa.gov and medicare.gov, and talk to a fee-only advisor before you set your date.